For my extended metaphor, I will be connecting all American boys to a volcanic eruption. Now, you may be asking yourself, what the heck does a mountain with hot, boiling magma have in common with notions of racism and discrimination in all American boys? Well, I'll tell you. Because racism is so meticulously embedded and sculpted into American society, often individuals hold implicit or explicit biases towards other individuals who are different than them. This is true in the case of Officer Paul Galuzzo. Although Officer Galuzzo may not appear to be an outward racist to those who know and love him, those such as Quinn Collins, he does in fact hold prejudices against those who are different than him, those such as Rashad Butler. These implicit biases boil and build inside of Officer Galuzzo, just like magma boils and builds inside of a volcano. Eventually, these racist sentiments boil and build to the point that they erupt in an instance of police brutality. When Paul Galuzzo violently beats Rashad Butler at a convenience store for doing nothing wrong, the racist sentiments that have been kept inside him erupt like magma from a volcano. This manifestation of racism that erupts like a volcano causes many chain reactions that change the lives of many individuals in the surrounding environment, just as lava from a volcanic eruption causes change and destruction in the physical environment surrounding a mountain. One individual in the novel who is changed as a result of the outward, explosive attack against Rashad Butler is Quinn. After the attack, Quinn must come to terms with the fact that his role model, Paul Galuzzo, is flawed and perpetuates issues of racism in his community. This realization is extremely difficult for Quinn initially, as Paul was a father figure to Quinn. The difficulty that Quinn has in coming to terms with this realization could be compared to lava decimating plants and animals after a volcanic eruption, as his perception of Paul and his community changes in many ways. Quinn's realization could also be compared to the realization that Marcello has about his own father in the novel Marcello in the Real World. Marcello, like Quinn, also has to come to terms with the fact that an individual important to him, his father Arturo, is perpetuating a harmful class system that only benefits individuals of a certain socioeconomic status. After Quinn comes to terms with what has happened to Rashad, and how the community he lives in is divided in many ways because of racism, he starts to grow and develop as an individual. Quinn realizes that he must take action in some way to create positive social change and equity in his community. The lava that results from a volcanic eruption, although initially destructive, leaves behind soil that is rich and conducive to growth. Quinn and his community grow in the rich soil left behind by explosive actions towards a more just, equitable society.